So today we'll start with introduction to Numpy. So Numpy is a fundamental package for numerical computing with Python. So all sort of numerical computing as well as scientific computing, for example, sine, cos, exponential, all sort of machine learning equations we write. All sort of equations we use Numpy array to write those equations. Okay, so it's a really powerful way to create, store, or manipulate data. So we will learn about in today's session. We will learn about creating, manipulating, selecting, and loading Numpy arrays. Okay, so let's import library for Numpy. So it's Numpy as np. So okay, so
Where is it? Is it in week 3?
so it is in week 3. Yeah. So before starting the is a discussion about NumPy, let's look at the basic difference between list versus array versus NumPy array. So these are the very basic and often confusing term, and yeah, it usually tricks people, like people feel like all these three are same, but they are not. Actually, they are not same. So do you have an idea about difference between list and array versus NumPy array? What would be the difference? So in array, all items are same. All items are of same type. Of same types. Okay, and also the size of the array is set when we create an array. Okay, let's get this in dash. So single dash will keep bullet points here. Okay, so your all items will be same when we create an array. Okay, so we have a explicit function, like for example numpy. Like numpy, we have for array, we have array as arr, let's say. So to create a array, we do like a equals arr dot array, and we need to define the, like for example, if you look at array in okay. So array, if we declare array, we need to define types. Okay, so if I is your signed int, L is your unsigned int, capital L is your signed long. So if we specify I, for example, then this should always accept your number. Okay, so here we can declare this as array because the number is of same type. But here if we try to include some string, for example abc, so this will not work because this will only support I, and this will only support the items that are of same type. Okay, that are of same type. Whereas in list we can suppose, so list always starts with bracket, two square brackets, and here we can have any number, or even we can have any character, any string value. We can easily create that as a list. Okay, if we check the type of it, so it's a list. Okay, now here if we check type of a, what does it says? It's array. Okay, So this is the one main difference. So one main difference is array all items should be same, should be of same type, whereas in list items can be of different types. Same applies to numpy array. So if we do numpy dot array, then we can store some several values like string. Even we can store a1, say a1. So we can store, and if we check the type, so this is a numpy array. Okay, so this is the difference between array, list, and numpy array. So to create an array, we need to explicitly import library for array, and we need to make sure that we specify the correct type and all items should be same. Okay, whereas in list we can have items, and we can even do all sort of pop, insert, remove, reverse, sort, anything we can do, right? And we can even insert multiple, uh, can say different types of items, can be integer, string, and so on. Okay, so it's not like if we do a equals, this is empty list, this is also considered as empty array. Even this is also considered as empty array. It's not like it's a list. So if we check the type, it will say list, but this we say this as an empty array. Okay, it's not like we don't say this as an array. I think you know this. Okay, so right now we declared this array in terms of np by using np. So this is a one-dimensional array, right? One dimensional. This is your one dimensional numpy array. So once we create an one dimensional numpy array, so if you want to check the dimension, we can even use n and dim. Okay, so here this is one, which means it's a one-dimensional array. This is to check the, so to see the shape, we can even use v dot shape, a1 dot shape. So it contains 4 items, so 4 comma. So now to create a two-dimensional array, so to create a 2D array, what we need to do, suppose equals np dot array, we want to give double bracket here. So 1 1 2 3 comma 2 3 4. Okay, so now if we check b dot and dim, so it's two-dimensional array. Okay, so this is often asked basic questions like create one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional array. This is often asked in interview questions. So to create a three-dimensional array, np dot array, to start with 3 brackets. So this will be my first, 3 comma 4. Okay, again, so you need to close by 2 brackets again, then need to start with 2 brackets. Okay, so this will be your first row. 1 3 33 comma
3 dimensional.
okay. So this is your two-dimensional array. we need to make sure like this is in two brackets, and again this is again in two brackets. Okay, if we start with two bracket, then think that like this is a two-dimensional array. The two brackets should be there, and within that, the opening should have one more bracket. So it's like start with three bracket, but to represent this in row and column. Okay, so we need to give this as two bracket here. So likewise for two dimensional, so we started with two bracket, right? So this is what we did right now. We just added one more bracket for three dimensional, right? So this is your three dimensional array.
Yep.
Okay, so if you remove, this is your two dimensional, and if you add one more bracket, then this will be your three dimensional array. Okay, so don't be confused on this.
This three-dimensional array thing is
Yeah, so three brackets you need to
new
start
for
with.
me. I don't have a clear picture of like about this three-dimensional array data. I
So
mean,
I have also not worked in three
uh,
dimensional array data. Um,
it's alright.
uh,
We have a
yeah,
basic concept like that would be
yeah, yeah. Right now, just think of like how it's just a syntax like how to create three dimensional array.
mm,
Oh, I have worked. Sorry. So in three dimensional array, what happens is, so if you look at an image, for example, your image have three channel: red, blue, and green.
yeah.
Okay,
I see,
so
yeah.
that is three dimensional.
Mhm.
So that is your three dimensional. Yeah. So let's say, for example, mm, so if you read of image, for example,
Mhm.
so to read an image, so I have stored this. This is dot nina.png. This is the image. Okay. So if you run this code, so image will appear. Okay. So if you check the shape of this image, so img dot shape. Okay.
Mhm.
If you print the shape of this image, so to read the image, we use imread. Okay. So cv2 is your OpenCV library. OpenCV library, what does it? It reads the image, it does the cropping and trimming and all. So all, if you want to play with image, we use OpenCV. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
So if you look at the image, shape of image, so you can see here, so it's 512 rows by 512 rows, and three is your channel, like red, blue, and green.
Okay.
Three images, three channel images we usually have. So that's where you can see three-dimensional data, you can say.
So basically, like 512 and 512 are coordinates, and yeah, three means like each in each coordinate there is certain values, right?
No, it's like something like this. So RCV, suppose this is your image.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 512 by 512,
Mm-hmm.
and we have another image here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
another image here. Okay, so this is your red, this one is your blue, this one is your green,
Uh-huh.
green, green. Okay, so
Okay.
this is 512 by 512 by 512 is three times. You can
Three
say
times.
three times. Okay,
Okay.
that is three dimensional.
Yeah. Then that gives
Yeah.
me a rough image.
If you as net clean image RGB. So yeah, it's similar to RGB image picture. You will not have that, but the idea is the same. Like you can say, is
Mhm.
one plate is your R, one plate is your B, and one plate is your G.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to create a matrix of zero, so I want to create a matrix which is zero by zero. So here I have 3 by 3 matrix. This is zero by zero by zero. Okay, I want to create 3 by 3 on 0 by 0 matrix. So to create that, we have np dot equals np dot zeros. Okay, so I'm to create 3 by 3 zero vector. So this will create 3 by 3 matrix of zeros. Okay, so likewise to create 3 by 3 matrix of ones, we can give ones here. So to generate a random number, it's np dot random dot rand.
I've used that one.
Yeah, I think you have used this one.
Yeah.
So this is your random number generation. And if you want to repeat some number, let's say 5 times, you want to jump from one number to another. So it's similar to range we do in for loop. Like for example, from 10 to 20, if you want to jump by 2,
Mm.
then you can use a range like 10 to 20. So it will jump by 2 to 2. So you can say that getting an even number between 1 to 10. If you want to get an even number between 1 and 10, you can give a jump of 2. Okay, so this will give you a not even number,
Zero to nine.
odd number.
Oh, no, no.
Okay, so likewise if you want to have some value, suppose for example, so you can use np dot line space. It's not line space. So if you want to show a number between 0 to 5, and you want 6 times, like I want 6 number between 0 to 2. Okay,
Mhm.
so this will give you a 6 number, 0, 0.4. You want 10 number, it will give you 10 number between 0 to 2. Okay, and here what we need to know is, in arrange, this 10 is not considered. Okay, so this 10 is explicit, but here it's implicit.
Oh, okay.
So if we create two numpy array, we can even do some sort of addition subtraction. A minus b of a times b. Okay, and
To do so,
a,
both of the matrix should be the same dimension, right?
yeah.
Basic matrix. Good.
So yeah, so you can do this. But if you are declaring a, array, simply array, okay, and say yeah, of 1, 2, and 3. If you have
Is it
this one,
necessary to give this
I
I yeah.
yeah, we need to give. I was also not That this was new to me even.
Oh,
I didn't knew this, but we need to give specify the type, like for example, into which one out of this one,
mm.
which one we need to give. But if you don't give this I, then this will not work. It will not show you any error. So we need to give I. So okay, so let's create another one. So if it's 2 comma 3, 2 comma 3 comma 4, okay, we have 2. So let's say that this is equals to A and this is equals to B. Can we do A minus B now? We cannot. So this is also one of the disadvantages
We can do
of
that.
array. Okay, we can do all sort of manipulation. So
Mm,
this can is also one of the difference between array and numpy array.
mm,
Okay, so keep note of these things because these are asked in interviews.
mm.
Array versus numpy array, array versus list. Yeah, these are simple but a bit of tricky to answer. So
Yeah, I was thinking like there are too many uh functionalities given by the like NumPy
yeah.
libraries. Then I don't think we can do all we can memorize all of it, right? Like how they gonna judge us in terms of these things? Like there are too many. Like if we
We
talk
don't.
about.
Yeah, we don't need to memorize everything. It's like these things are basic things. It's if you see these things are very basic things, and what happens is once we start doing projects, right? So these things are all being applied in projects. So the person who regularly do project, these things are like for them it's like very basic and
Mm,
everything is memorized. They
okay.
have everything in their memory.
Yeah.
So it's like it's similar to like how much you practice.
Mm,
So the more you practice, the better you become.
mm. Because like we haven't practiced any of like
Yeah,
Python till
yeah. Start practicing code. Start going to hacker rank
I'm
and practice
I
code.
was doing in hackathon, and then like I shifted to SQL. Now I need to take both of them parallelly.
Yeah, you need to work.
Yeah.
No option.
No option.
So likewise in NumPy, we can simply do sum max a dot max. This all functionality we have in NumPy, whereas we don't have this sort of functionality in array.
Hmm.
NumPy array. Okay. We can also do reshape in array. So I think it's bracket 1 comma 16 comma 1 dot. We can even do reshape, for example 3 comma 5. What it did is this is so we have data from 1 to 16, 15. We have converted that into 3 rows and 5 columns. Okay,
Hmm, okay.
so 3 5 5 3s are 15, right? So this can be converted into. So this can be also, this is also one of the interview question. Like if you have a number between 1 to 15, how can you convert that into 5 3 rows and 5 columns?
Hmm.
So by using reshape. So now we have so now in terms of indexing, so if we have a dot by array of 1 comma 2 comma 3, so to fetch second row, so second row is your 3, right?
Hmm.
So likewise in 2D array, if you have 2D array, 1 comma 2 comma 3, 2 comma 3 comma 5, 5 comma 6 comma 7. So if we need to fetch If we have A, now if we need to fetch first row, first column, so this is second 0. So if you look for A of 1 comma 1, so this will give you this value. So this is 0 1 1 0 1 1.
Zero
So
one
1
one.
1 is 4. Okay. So likewise, if you check if the value is in this array is, if somewhere your value of A is greater than 5, if you simply do this, gives you this result. Greater than 5 to 6 7 false, 2 false, right? So this will give you, if you do a direct comparison, this will give you a Boolean indexing result. So to get the exact result, we again need to do this. Okay, so we give you 6 7 double bracket. Similar to, we will learn this in pandas also, we need to do in similar fashion. So now this is now in terms of slicing. Suppose your A is numpy dot array 1 2 3 5. So I think you know all these things from 1 to 4.
Mhm.
And these are things, easy things for you.
Yep.
3. Okay. So now let's try to import these files. So we have two files here. Admission underscore permit while equal to dash read. So to import in the file in numpy array, we use gen from text. We pass data sets slash while. If you look at this data set, so it's a semicolon delimited format, right? So this is a
Semicolon.
semicolon delimited format file.
Mm. Semicolon.
Comma. So we need to specify delimiter because it's a semicolon delimited format. So it's semicolon, and we will skip the header. Okay. So now this as wines. So now we have a result in numpy array. Okay. So this computation is really fast. So to do in pandas versus numpy. So numpy is very fast in terms of importing files. So it stores all the result in vector in array. Okay.
Mm.
So 7.4, if you see, so this is 7.4 is the first field name, which is fixed acidity, right?
Mhm.
And so on. So now if you want to fetch only first column, then how would you fetch first column is, this means all and first column 0. This will give you the first columns. Okay. So this is row comma columns, right? So
Mm.
every row comma column, first column
First
we are
column.
taking, right?
Mm.
Okay. So even if you need to fetch, uh, for example, too many columns and all row and columns. Let's say if you want to fetch from 1 to 3, we can give them specify here as index 1 to 3. Okay, 2 3 will fetch. So 0 start with 0 and set 0, 0 1 2. Okay. We can specify even the specific columns if you want. Whilst all, suppose I want only 0, second and third, second, fourth column. So if I want to take, so for example, I want to take the mean of last column. Okay. So all values, so last column will be -1. Okay. Not mean video and then mean. So I will give you an assignment where you will practice all sort of manipulation using NumPy array. So likewise, if you look at another data set we have here, admission permit. So this is the code. So now we have also given, so here delimiter is your comma. Okay. So if you check the file of admission underscore permit, so your file is comma delimited, right? So here we specify this as comma. Okay. Now we have given the column name. Okay. So previously we have not given column name. That's why we were fetching row with 0, 2, and 4. So now we have given column name. Okay. Now if you look at the shape of admission, it contains 400 records. Now if you want to see because we have already given the column name, so now we can specify the column name here. Okay. Now if you want to do some sort of calculation, or if you want to see this result, this CGPA, you can get this. If you want to do some manipulation, so CGPA, if you want to convert this into uh, into the range of 4, this is in the range of 9. If you want to convert this into range of 4, divide by 10 into 4. And if you need to view the top 20 records, 0 to 20, you can specify here like this. Okay. So all sort of thing you can do now. So if you want to see if your chance of admit is greater than 0.8, let's say, so this will give you chance of admit. No further name of chance of admit. Does it works here? No. Case works. Dot save 400. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's check serial number. If serial number is okay. Let's check CGPA again. CGPA is there. Okay. So what happened is I need to give this an underscore. I think due to space, they are not taking the result. So I'm just again checking this. To the point 8. Yeah, okay, so this gives us the boolean value.
Mm.
I need to give this one more bracket. Yeah, this will give
Between.
us all value greater than 0.8.
Mm.
Okay. Hmm. So this this is how we start playing with NumPy and start doing some basic analysis. So I will give you one assignment where you will play with NumPy more.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, so and that's it for today.
Mm.
Python.
Okay.
Any question?
Not now because like I need to
Yeah,
practice
you need to
first
practice.
because
Yeah.
like most of things are new for me.
Mm, okay. So yeah, so we will start with a bit of visualization. So we'll start again in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.